Welcome, brothers and sisters, to our Advent Bridge Day 2. We hear from Prophet Isaiah. Come, let us climb the Lord's mountain to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may instruct us in his ways and we may walk in his paths. We are invited to ascend to the Lord, to the mountain of the Lord where the temple was. Figuratively speaking, it is the church. Ascending to the Lord so that he may instruct us. We need to be instructed because we are ignorant in many ways. We forget about things we could have learned some time ago. And specifically, what would that be that we need to be instructed with? I would like to ask you, are there people in your life that it is hard to put up with? As soon as you see them, your blood pressure goes up. Maybe it's your supervisor, your coworker, your spouse, your child, your friend, whoever, or a person from the church whom you cannot stand. Well, look how realistically Prophet Isaiah speaks what needs to happen to us. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. One nation shall not raise the sword against another, nor shall they train for war again. Oftentimes when we meet people whom we are not so much fond of, we train up for war, right? We'll be maybe humiliated, maybe talked to without respect, not being taken into account. However, there are people that we already know we will have to react in a certain way. And probably you can identify with that we plan in our heads the ways of responding, to have a next word so that we can reply in the right way, in a smart way, maybe in the aggressive way, so that that person knows that we are in charge of the situation. So we are basically training for war, for a conflict, not to be trampled upon, not to be considered to be weak. We would like to be a strong one, the one who can always snap back and say something really aggressively smart. You know what I mean when it comes to the relationship with other people. But don't you think that we get tired of training for war over and over again? Being in the state of war, this uneasiness and the element of not being at peace, but constantly in the state of unrest. Well, that's why we need to come to the Lord. So the first thing I would like to encourage us is that we start searching for concrete answers in the Lord. For example, I would like to find out how to approach in a Christian way this concrete person in my life. Teach me, Lord, instruct me. I'm ignorant, I'm blind, I don't know how to do it. So that as a Christian, called to be the follower of Christ, instead of pulling out swords and preparing with my spears of my words to strike back, I may respond with evil, although it may mean to lose an argument. Lord, teach me that I may change the approach. When someone talks to me in a certain way, I can respond peacefully. It needs to be the action of God in my heart. Maybe someone actually says something I don't appreciate. Doesn't matter. I would like to answer in the way that is pleasing to the Lord. You shall not answer evil to evil, but rather, as St. Paul and our Lord also was teaching, answering with good, with a word that is not necessarily aggressive in this regards. I remember once a person was telling me that he had to put up with some unfriendly coworker, and at a certain point he said, "Are you okay? Is your family doing well? Is there anything I can really help you out with?" Well, that was the first, you may say, word of hope that started rebuilding the relationship in between two of them. Brothers and sisters, let us ascend to the Lord so that He may instruct us, so that we may not train for war, but rather for peace. God bless you as we continue our Advent series during this season.